It is the week of May 17th, 2021, and I am Veronica Lee speaking on this week's transformational forecast. What I will say is it's a bit of a doozy. There are a lot of intense energies out there, and I am having my own personal reaction. So even making this video offering is a little tricky for me, not because anything bad has happened or anything bad is going to happen, but definitely feeling the intensity of it all and a slight tenderness. What I've been speaking to over the past couple of weeks has a lot to do with our shadowy stuff coming up for us to take a look at. Now, these are the shadowy things that we've hoped that we could avoid and or thought we had already dealt with. So for example, it's one of those areas of, okay, I'm working my stuff. I'm taking a look at it. I'm trying to, make peace with it. So let's bring up money for just a moment. It may be something like, I feel like, I may not necessarily have a great relationship with money, and I think I can manage. I think things are going to be okay. I just need to get the next job or secure this deal or think of this plan, right? And what might be showing up is, oh, really? And so maybe you're getting the calls from the IRS, or maybe you're about to be, taken for X amount of dollars from your business partner, or some other issue that might be showing up that's sort of, wait, this is really big stuff around your money stuff. And again, this isn't about we all have to be a certain way and, we have to be perfect and life will be good to us. Not at all. This is just our shadowy stuff coming to the surface, the deeper stuff for us to really heal for our own wellness, right? Maybe it's around relationships, and the relationships might be, I feel really comfortable in my relationship. My husband has a few faults, but it's okay, no big deal. And then wham, we're slapped with some energy of, wow, this is really sticky stuff. I don't really like this stuff. Or really, when it comes to relationships or anything in our lives, it's often what needs to be transformed, healed, brought to light in me that needs to be loved, really, into wellness, so that my reaction to whatever's in my life, whether it's a relationship or a money situation, isn't catching me so deeply or so intensely. The other area could be our health. So again, it could be, I eat pretty well. I really do like, a particular type of food. And next thing we know, we're being sort of hit with some health issue that we didn't really think would affect us, right? It would be like, oh no, I walk every day. I'm, pretty healthy. So what's going on? So all of these things are sort of like culminating within us in ways that are asking for us to take a look at and to work through. Now, working through A can take years and years, right? B doesn't necessarily mean something very specific and only that method. And C doesn't have to be painful. So working through something could be simply recognizing it, and maybe you're in therapy about it, right? And this trigger has come up, and so you reach out, you're saying, hey, to your therapist, well, this is really showing up, and so let's go deeper into this. Any aspect of ourselves that is coming up for us to look at is simply wanting to transform, to be loved, right? When we think about misbehaving children, for example, some people think, oh, let's put them in a timeout, right? And so, yes, there probably are occasions to put our children in timeouts. But essentially, when our children are misbehaving, sometimes what they're needing and wanting is a time in. They're saying, I need some attention. Please, help me learn how to keep my hands to myself, learn how to use a quieter voice. They're asking for guidance. Most of our stuff has to do in some way, not specifically always, but in some way to that root belief that core belief that humans agree to when they get incarnated, that we are somehow unworthy. And when I say we agree to that, it's sort of like, hey, you want to come to planet Earth? Come on. But here's the thing. Once you incarnate, you're probably going to feel really unworthy, and you'll probably have scenarios that will reinforce that unworthiness. And the game is to overcome that and recognize that you're nothing but love. So our shadowy stuff, because it's uncomfortable or because, it's like overwhelming, we often think, okay, I've got that somewhat under control. I'm going to go ahead and tuck that away. I'm going to go ahead and tuck that away and move forward away from it. So again, nothing wrong with, moving forward and through something, but if it hasn't been fully healed, it's coming back to sort of hook us. And this too shall pass. Everything has its waves, its motions. And at the same time, we might want to make sure that what we are avoiding is not accumulating in such a way that it's going to come up to our experience, our 3D experience, in a way that is really detrimental. So we don't want to keep ignoring our, let's say, unresolved anger until next thing we know we have something cancerous growing, right? And again, not to blame, but to simply look at when we don't look at things, how they can start to fester, right? Sometimes that splinter will work itself out, but other times it won't. But what can we do to get the splinter out? Well, we can try to get some tweezers and we can try to pick at it, or we can soak it, on a regular basis until it starts to push itself out. So whether you want to so-called do it yourself, pick at it, soak it, whatever that little splinter is in you, or if you need assistance, if it's really bad, you might need to get assistance from a professional. So with that, have a good rest of your week in terms of being conscious, being gentle with yourself, recognizing this too shall pass, and having perhaps the courage to say, okay, just show me what it is I need to see. And until next week, we will talk about who knows what's going to come up next week.